today in Crypto Show. How are you doing? How is your weekend? You know, you've been gaining some access to cryptocurrencies. Have you been increasing your crypto portfolio over the weekend? Just let me know. I'm always curious to see how are you guys doing and what is happening overall. So it's very exciting, guys, and we are live on Facebook right now as well. How are you guys doing? This is Vitaly Dubinin, of course, the founder and creator of Bitcoin's Pulse Club system, and this is today in Crypto Show, Sunday, 6th of May. How was your weekend? You know, what you were doing overall over the weekend. Have you been able to increase your crypto portfolio holdings? We have a lot of cool stuff to cover today. Especially we'll talk a little bit about Litecoin and its future, and mining and where mining is headed in the future, and we'll talk about the overall market update of Bitcoin, all the cryptocurrencies, and the recent looming regulatory scrutinizing from the authorities of the SEC in the US on the Ethereum, whether to classify it as a security or not. So let's get started, guys. Overall, the market, hold on, we are right here. Okay, 1 second, guys. I'll restart this. Let me know how are you guys doing. All right, here we go. So the market right now is at about $450 billion in market cap. It remains steady over the last couple of days, with several new cryptocurrencies are added again into the coin market cap, with 14 right now. Bitcoin is trading at $9,500, a little bit touching 9,600, but overall 3.2% negative change in the last 24 hours, and we are seeing also as those cryptocurrencies, right, that are very correlated with Bitcoin, are also seeing some reds today. Litecoin, EOS, Cardano, Stellar, a lot of the top cryptocurrencies. Now, why this is happening, why we see a lot of red today, primarily is because, well, Bitcoin was attempted to go past the $10,000 and it stopped at 9,800 with a lot of resistance. And overall, the sentiment of the crypto markets for tomorrow's actually decision of the US regulatory SEC, SEC, right, Security Exchange Commissions, of the future of Ethereum. So they're discussing right now whether Ethereum should be classified as a security or as a utility, and that overall, that decision will have a lot of implication on all the cryptocurrencies, especially the ones that are running on the Ethereum network. So what this is all about? Well, the Ethereum Foundation raised 31,000 Bitcoin back in 2014 to fund the project of Ethereum. That at the time was worth about 18.3 million. Now it's $300 million worth. And SEC claims that investors put the money in order to, because they wanted to see their money grow, right? And get better returns for that money. So they say Ethereum should be classified as a security. And the foundation, of course, refutes the claims because they say it doesn't pass what is called the Howey test. And that's how the Supreme Court of the United States, they know whether something is a security or not if something passes the Howey test. And because there is a lot of miners on the network that are validating transactions, creating new blocks, and unlocking Ethereum tokens, it cannot be classified as a security. So he's very confident about this, that it's not going to be classified as a security. And the SEC has better targets to focus on because Ethereum is not a bad actor. but nonetheless, you know, we're going to see where it's all headed, and if it is going to be classified as security. What's the ramification of that? It's probably going to be a legal battle that will take several years, you know, in the Supreme Courts about that decision. But you know, we're going to see tomorrow, and keep an eye on that, because I think this sell-off from people that are converting cryptocurrencies into cash, because they are afraid of the future and what is going to happen, whether it's going, what's the classification is going to be from the regulatory force about the state of Ethereum, and how it has an effect over all the cryptocurrencies, because every single one of them, Ethereum included, was started as an ICO. So if they say Ethereum is a security because they raised the money this way, you know, then every single one of them, they'll classify it as securities. So we're going to see what the debate is going to be tomorrow about that. So that's partially the reason for the negative. So if you're trading, definitely, you know, be cautious, and put some stop losses in place, and enter trades that are having good support for the community. And there's some good needles in the haystack, so to speak. Chinese angel investors, that's interestingly reached his goal of having 10,000 Bitcoin. So he's a billionaire investor, obviously, and he set a goal to reach 10,000 Bitcoins, which is a very good goal, guys. You know, my goal is 1,000 Bitcoins. 10,000 Bitcoins, he reached it in 4 months because he was buying in the dip, right? You gotta buy in the dip. And the first quarter of 2018, right, it reached as low as $6,000. I think it was a little over $6,000. He was buying like crazy. and reached his goal. And of course, he's diversifying, like he should diversify into other coins like Ontology, Cortex, ABT, Zipper. And now it doesn't mean that he should go and invest into these coins as well. You need to understand, especially for long-term investment, you need to do your fundamental analysis and see what's the project, if you like the project, etc., etc. So don't look at him and say, well, he's a billionaire investor, he invested into these coins, I should invest into these coins too. And there is also a point in time where you can enter, right, that is going to be beneficial to enter the trade. Buy at the low and sell at the high. You know, that's the whole game of trading cryptocurrencies. But it's good goal to have. Tell me, what is your goal, guys? What you want to accomplish, what you want to achieve with cryptocurrencies, whether it's 10 Bitcoin, 100 Bitcoin, or 1,000 Bitcoin. It's definitely possible when you have a goal in mind. Now, let's talk about Litecoin. What Litecoin is going to hold for the future. Now, in case that you are not aware of, Litecoin is the number 6 coin right now in the marketplace. I've been trading pretty heavily with not a lot of swings up and down for $170. It is trading right now, and it is actually a hard fork of Bitcoin. So Litecoin was once Bitcoin, and now they made significant modification, of course, to the algorithm and to the protocols, founded by the former Google employee Charlie Lee, and that's how Litecoin has started. It offered significantly lower transaction fees. He was the first to adopt the SegWit system, which is now Bitcoin also adopt that. That's why the fees are so low compared to what it used to be in the end of the year. But Litecoin versus Bitcoin, it has faster confirmations, lower transaction fees overall, and surprise, it's the preferred coin for the dark web. You know, those places that they do some illegal activities, and they sell all kinds of stuff on the dark networks. Not that they use any of those dark networks, but it is becoming the #1 preferred coin in the dark web transactions. where 30% of transactions are held in Litecoin. So it says something about the Litecoin. So it has quite a lot of pros, like completing transactions in average of 2.5 minutes compared to 10 minutes that it takes for Bitcoin. The process of mining is more straightforward. It's cheaper to perform transactions, almost zero transaction fees. You know, the cons is that you're going to see what kind of innovation Litecoin is going to offer, especially after Bitcoin is going to adopt fully this Lightspeed network, right? So Litecoin is a hard fork for Bitcoin, but people are bullish on Litecoin. A lot of traders are bullish on Litecoin. They hold a lot of the crypto portfolio in Litecoin, and it can go up by several times magnitude this year. Currently it's trading about $170. So I would definitely have some Litecoin in your portfolio, in your mix of cryptocurrencies that you are holding. Okay, moving on, a glimpse into the mining, guys. So as you know, mining, we reached this point of 17 million Bitcoin mined back in the end of April, and overall this exponential growth of mining, how many Bitcoin are in circulation, we've done 80% in the first 9 years since the beginning, right? It all happened in 520,000 blocks. But the speed is going to go down and down and down every single, several years in 210,000 blocks. The speed of new Bitcoin creation, it's going to be reduced to 6.25 Bitcoin by May 2020. So what is going to happen when all Bitcoin is going to be mined by the year 2140, which will be approximately 122 years from now? Well, a lot of stuff can happen, guys. A lot of stuff can happen, right? New coins can emerge in the marketplace that can potentially replace Bitcoin. New protocols can be written, but assuming that the protocols were not going to be changed, for the main Bitcoin, and 21 million is going to be kept as the hard cap on the Bitcoin circulating supply, which probably what's going to happen. The shift is going to be then caused into the mining fees, right? As all Bitcoins will be mined, it's still miners will be the ones that will verify transactions on the blockchain. So miners will be earning significant amount from the fees, right? And this is an interesting article. You can read it. The transaction fees are not that high, you know. So still, the most of the money is being made from mining. That's why miners are doing it. So whether it's going to be enough incentives for miners and the transaction fees, there's going to be so many transactions happening probably in the next 100 years, right, between everybody on the globe with our growing population of 8 billion people, then there might be a significant amount of incentive. But 100 years from now, you know what happened the last 100 years. There's been tremendous growth in our civilization across everything, huge innovation. So 100 years from now, the innovation rate is just increasing. So who knows what's going to happen in the next 100 years? We might not be alive in the next 100 years, but right now, this is the time of the crypto, and this is definitely becoming the next de facto currencies on the market as more and more adoption happens. Interesting on the exchanges, guys. KuCoin, one of the biggest exchanges, is going to start sending badly performing tokens to the special treatment, what's what they call it, which means tokens that has not been performed, or they're going to be facing bankruptcies, or something happens to the project, or a low trading volume, that will tell the traders on the exchange, hey, this coin is listed on the special treatment, so it might be taken down from the exchange. And that's a good measure, because in the past, investors have seen their holdings disappear, or just they had some holdings in specific currencies, that were delisted or banned from the exchange, even the biggest one like Bittrex. So it's good to know if a cryptocurrency is going to be delisted from the exchange, it's risky to hold it and to own it on the exchange if it's going to be delisted from the exchange. So for that matter, it's a good measure of KuCoin, and I hope that other cryptocurrency exchanges are going to follow suit and also make some kind of measures like this. Now, regarding the adoption of Bitcoin, as we can see, it goes into different different industries, like the betting one. The betting there is a big betting industry around horses, right? On a Derby, Kentucky Derby. So every single year it attracts more and more revenue. $2 million is the price. It attracts a lot of the gamblers, a lot of the speculators on this horse, who is going to win the horse in race. It's just going to get bigger and bigger. So big betting companies like these are making incentives for people to use Bitcoin instead of Visa or MasterCard, and they're not charging fees. Like for Visa and MasterCard is a lot of fees, as you can see, or withdrawing. And for Bitcoin, those who use Bitcoin are not charged any fees. So that's a very good thing, right? For the cryptocurrencies, as millions and millions of dollars are flowing into those betting companies and betting on races and stuff. So definitely they want their users to use Bitcoin and cryptocurrency, and they incentivize people to use cryptocurrencies for those events. Okay. Moving on, we have this is interesting right here. All residents in Ukraine, in one village, in a little small village, they own their crypto. So one of the head village kind of guy, the head of the village, so to speak, he bought about $500 worth of Cardano, and now it's worth like $1,500 worth of Cardano. And he, some of his personal gains, he distributed among the members of the tribe of this village. Now, interestingly enough, there's some villages in Ukraine that you can buy milk and you can buy different goods from people for cryptocurrency. So even though their technology in the village is still lagging across the board of the modern civilization, it's interesting that they're using actually cryptocurrencies to make transactions. So very, very exciting times to be alive, for sure. Next, we have a new industry that is being born, crypto to cash lending. So I've been telling you about that quite a couple days ago, but several new companies are popping up, and this industry becomes bigger and bigger, which people can receive loans in cash based on their crypto collateral without having any of their credit checks. So if you have crypto and you may have a bad credit score, if you live in the United States, maybe 680, 650, whatever the credit score that you have, maybe you have 500, a bad one, you still can use services to receive loans in cash deposited into your bank if you hold crypto. If you hold crypto, they take it as a collateral, and when you're paid the loan, they give you the crypto back. They give you the Bitcoin back. So that's kind of how it works. And it's interesting to see this phenomenon happens, and this is a rising new industry in peer-to-peer lending economy. That's what it's called, and that's what it's emerging pretty much. So keep an eye on that. Richard Branson, there is several people using the ads on Facebook and other platforms to to show Richard Branson endorsing different Bitcoin scams and stuff like that. So he's definitely enraged and very not happy about that, and points out to people like to Facebook, hey, stop publishing, you know, different stories, fake stories and fake ads about me endorsing different projects. Like the one Bitcoin trader is definitely a scam that used fake endorsements by Bill Gates. So you gotta be careful, guys. Even if you see very famous people like Richard Branson or Bill Gates, it doesn't mean that the project is legitimate project, you know. So you gotta really be careful about that. And all right, here we go. So that's pretty much for the news for Bitcoin cryptocurrency today and what is going on with the market. So right now we are still kind of in the waiting phase. What's going to happen tomorrow for Ethereum and the securities? So what do you think, guys? What is going to happen? I think that Ethereum is definitely going to be not classified as a security. What's up, Matthew, Maria? What's going on? Are you guys seeing the capture? I see the image a little bit blurry. Hopefully you're able to see the live fine, or maybe something with the internet. Okay, yeah, I think we're good to go. Seeing the capture? Okay, cool. So yeah, lots of cool stuff, guys. I'll be updating you about the funnels. And by the way, this Wednesday at 4 p.m. Eastern time, we have a free masterclass on crypto trading for what we usually do for our paid members of Crypto Trading Millionaires. This week we decided to allow everyone here in Bitcoin's Wealth Club to register for free to this awesome value-packed live coaching, so you're able to see what we do behind the scenes every single week and learn how to trade better, how to become a smarter trader, you know, how to look at the charts, etc., with market analysis, when the entry points, the exit points in your trades and stuff like that. So you can register for free to this event. I announced this inside the group right here, and I'm going to remind you about that in your email as well. So definitely looking forward for Wednesday 4 p.m. Eastern time for the free masterclass on trading with our professional traders. And I'm going to see you guys a little later on this week on the next live updates and in updates about Bitcoin's Wealth Club system. So hopefully you have a great weekend, and I'll see you soon, guys, in the next crypto